Welcome back, Marvel fans. Today, we are diving deep into the most anticipated MCU release of 2026, Thunderbolts. After years of uneven phases, everyone is asking the same question. Is this the definitive comeback for Marvel, or just another disappointment? The hype was real, the cast was stacked, and the promise of a gritty anti-hero team-up felt like exactly what the franchise needed. In this review, we break down the plot, the chemistry, and whether this ragtag group of reformed villains actually delivers on the massive expectations. Let's see if 2026 is the year the MCU reclaimed its crown. The core of the movie is its cast. We have Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, U.S. Agent, Ghost, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster. Led by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, this team isn't exactly the Avengers. Their dynamic is messy, violent, and surprisingly funny. Florence Pugh's Yelena takes the lead, providing the emotional anchor, while Sebastian Stan's Bucky brings the veteran weight. The chemistry between these 6 characters is the film's greatest strength, proving that Marvel still knows how to assemble a charismatic ensemble, even if they aren't heroes in the traditional sense. The stakes are high as the team faces off against Robert Reynolds, also known as Sentry. This isn't your standard CGI punchfest. The movie explores the psychological toll of Sentry's power, making him one of the most complex antagonists we have seen in years. The Thunderbolts find themselves outmatched, forcing them to use strategy rather than just brute force. It is a refreshing change of pace for the MCU, leaning into the suicide mission vibe, where survival is never guaranteed for our antiheroes. Director Jake Schreier brings a grounded, tactical aesthetic to the film that feels reminiscent of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The cinematography avoids the oversaturated look of recent projects, opting for a more muted, gritty palette. The action sequences are choreographed with a focus on practical stunts, especially in the hallway fight scenes featuring Taskmaster and Ghost. This visual shift is a huge reason why the movie feels like a comeback. It feels tangible, risky, and less like a video game than Phase 4 and 5. One unexpected highlight is the score. It's industrial, synth-heavy, and sets a frantic pace for the mission. The music mirrors the instability of the characters, particularly during the high-stress infiltration sequences. It moves away from the traditional orchestral fanfares of the Avengers and moves toward a more modern, edgy soundscape. This change in musical direction helps define the Thunderbolts' identity as the outsiders of the MCU, separating them from the shiny heroes of the past. The numbers don't lie. Thunderbolts opened to a staggering $145 million domestically in its first weekend. Critics have been surprisingly kind, with a Rotten Tomatoes score sitting at 88%. This is a significant jump compared to the mid-60s average of the last few years. Audiences are praising the focus on character over multiverse cameos. It seems Marvel's strategy of scaling back and focusing on quality over quantity for 2026 is paying off at the box office and with the fans. The inevitable comparison is DC's Suicide Squad. While the premise is similar, villains on a mission, Thunderbolts succeeds by leaning into the history these characters already have in the MCU. We have spent years with Bucky and Yelena, and that emotional investment pays off here. It doesn't feel like a forced team-up. It feels like a logical progression of their redemption arcs. In the battle of the misfit teams, Thunderbolts takes the win by being more cohesive and grounded in its emotional stakes. So, is it a comeback or a disappointment? Our final rating is a solid 8.5 out of 10. Thunderbolts is a triumphant return to form for Marvel Studios. It proves that when the MCU focuses on grounded stories, strong character dynamics, and clear stakes, they are still the kings of the blockbuster. It's not perfect, but it's the most fun we've had in a theater since Endgame. Make sure to catch this one on the biggest screen possible. What did you think? Let us know in the comments below.